Alright guys and girls, Zypho here with a special little video today to tell you all about a new Amstrad magazine called Amstrad Addict, which I'm sure a lot of you have already seen all over the internet, various Facebook groups, Twitter, and probably other videos as well actually. Some of you have probably already got this already. But this is for the benefit of the people that haven't heard of this yet or bought it or whatever, and there's probably going to be a lot of you actually. So here it is. This is a brand new Amstrad magazine. Now this is a one-off magazine. This is a collector's edition magazine. You see that there? Collector's magazine. So this is a one-off. So this is not going to be an ongoing publication. This is just a one-off run. One issue, one off, and yes. So full disclosure, first of all, I have written a couple of pieces for this magazine, only a couple of small things. I've not been paid for them, purely voluntary, and I'm not being paid for this video or anything like that. So I'm just here to spread the word about new Amstrad things like I do with like new Amstrad games. I'm just here to support the scene and get publicity and spotlight on new Amstrad stuff. That's my mission and purpose in life on this YouTube channel and Twitter or whatever and social media. I'm here to keep the Amstrad scene alive. That's purely what I'm doing. So here it is. Let's talk about it. Let's have a quick look at it. And we're also going to talk about some other Amstrad magazines that are available out there on the scene as well. So, but this, here it is. Now, you can get this from the website pixel.addict.media. All the links will be in the description on the video below. And look at this beautiful glossy cover. In fact, they're even doing a special, I think, A2 size prints of this on the website as well, if you want it framed on your wall. Look at that. What a lovely, lovely picture that is, and cover design. Absolutely gorgeous. Lots of little cool little details. Of course, Vespertino on the cover there. There is an article about the Batman group and Vespertino, and yes, there is an interview, and yes, they do talk about it and the progress on the game. Okay, it's been worked on. That's all I'm going to say. Gaza 2 cartridge, that's cheeky. And also, boys and girls, there is an interview with Lord Sugar in the magazine. Yes. Got Amstrad Action ring binders there. You'll notice that the logo and the font is very reminiscent of the Amstrad Action magazine logo and font. It's even got that triangle behind the font there, which Amstrad Action used to use. There's a reason behind this. Because the man, the editor that put this together, Mr. David Crooks, used to write for Amstrad Action magazine back in the day, and he also was a part of the Wacky group, which was a big part of the Amstrad scene back in the late 80s, early 90s, actually for many years. So he's a man of great pedigree. Also writes a retro gamer magazine, and there's a big PC magazine he writes for. So he's a man with a fantastic CV and a very lovely bloke as well. So thank you, David, for also contacting me to write a couple of stuff there as well. And loads of great contributors to this magazine here. Yeah, you might notice some familiar names and faces there. Oliver Twins there. Oh, there's me. And all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, there's lots of great people in this magazine. You've got a little cartoon there of Lord Sugar. Fantastic. We're going to have a very quick flick through, because I don't want to ruin it too much for you. Oh, look at that. Oh, they got Adam Peters, one of the writers for Amstrad Action magazine, interviewed in here. But you'll see, this looks very reminiscent of an Amstrad Action magazine, and it's got a right fantastic mix of, it's not just all game reviews, but it's got loads of techie stuff, and I think it's even got some typing, I think. Mixture of hardware articles, There's Wacky, we were talking about earlier. Wacky had a fanzine, I think, as well, and all that kind of stuff from back in the day. That's where David came from, the editor of the magazine. What happened to the Amstrad CPC 5512? Ooh, what's that about? You'll have to read and buy the magazine and read to find out. An article about ROMs. Oh, a fantastic article about the A to Z of Amstrad Action magazine, written by one of the main writers of Amstrad Action himself, Mr. Adam Peters, who famously appeared on the cover of Amstrad Action magazine, and one of the most notoriously bad covers of Amstrad Action. There you go. Right, 5 minutes in, I'm going to spin on through 10 things to do with an Amstrad CPC. There you go. Desktop publishing article. You see already there's a right mix of stuff already. An article about route planner. Google Maps on your Amstrad. Interesting. Is it acceptable to replace the guts of retro tech? An interesting discussion piece there. Oh yes, the makers of this magazine also do like the Addict magazines, like the Amiga Addict magazines, so they've got a good pedigree behind them themselves. Look at this. Roland Perry, you know, from Amstrad himself, the man behind the Roland games, and also the father of the CPC 464, has written an article in Amstrad Addict magazine. And look at this, a good 2-pager here. Wow, thank you, Roland. There you go, don't give too much away. You've got to read it for yourselves. So as you can see. An interview with the guy behind the CPC Wiki website and forum. Basically, the beating heart of the Amstrad community at the moment, online. So that's a fantastic person to be interviewing. A type-in, like he used to get back in the day, magazines. I told you there'd be a type-in. Utility article. Oh, a little interview with me, I think. Catching up with Zypho there. Oh, I forgot about that. I forgot that was in there. Bloody hell. Preview. Vespertino. An interview with the Batman group. You're gonna have to read that, buy the magazine to read that yourself. A review of Red Planet, the game. There you go. Neil Reeve from, I think, Indie Retro News doing the review there. Toki. An interview with the GTP team about Toki and the making of Toki. There you go. Great stuff there. I did that review of Toki. Spoilers. Same name, different game. Gauntlet and Gauntlet. There you go. Nice little thing there. Oliver Twins. Pride and Envy. We also have some. They're asking developers there games they're particularly proud of and those they wish they'd made. Oh, that's interesting. A cool little idea for an article. They've got for the Oliver Twins, Dave Perry. Bloody hell. Pete Ranson from Big Red Software. Brain Divine. Steve Pickford. Tony Warriner. Vincent Belay. who made Backtron. Excellent. Talking about Spectrum ports there. Talking about CPC Retro Dev games. Video games. How to do cheats and find cheats on the Amstrad games. There you go. The Bullrog makes a comeback. Adventure games, text adventure games. This is one of the articles that I wrote about upcoming games: Vespertino Street Fighter 2, Mighty Street Fighter, Sonic GX, and all that. And an interview with Lord Sugar right at the back of the magazine there. Wow, certainly a fantastic magazine there with absolutely tons of content there. You would be an absolute fool if you're an Amstrad fan not to go and pick this up. And you can get it again from pixel.addict.media. There you go. So definitely something you want to, keep hold of if you're an Amstrad fan. So there you go. Top stuff. So go very quickly then, just to finish off this sort of section of the video. we'll talk about some other Amstrad magazines that are available on the market right now. Now, currently, we've got a regular produced specific Amstrad magazine available. We have, of course, Amtix, which is a regularly produced Amstrad magazine at the moment. Amtix CPC, from the makers of Fusion, and of course they're also doing, I'm showing this, they made this first though, they made Fusion CPC as a one-off, but the Fusion guys made those fantastic Fusion books, like they did the Oliver Twins book, the Ocean book, US Gold book, but then they've done, of course, they brought back Crash and Zap, the Crash and Zap magazines that were famous back in the day for the ZX Spectrum and the Commodore 64. Amtix was the other Amstrad magazine alongside Amstrad Action. It wasn't as famous as Amstrad Action, but they got the right, they own the rights to Amtix, to Fusion. So they brought back Amtix as a semi-regular magazine. I wrote some articles in the earlier issues, but some very notable people on the Amstrad scene are still writing articles themselves, like people like Novabug, Zoe Gamehammer, and many other people. And it's a fantastic semi-regular magazine. Obviously, it's what's called A5 inside, but it's a lovely glossy magazine packed full of features and articles, and a very lovely produced thing it is indeed. Oh, look at that. Nice glossy poster in the middle there if you want to take it out. Packed full of game reviews, news, art, special articles. Look at their feature there on Amstrad Art there. This is a magazine from quite a few, I think a year or two ago actually, and one of the earliest ones. I think this is the first one that came out. This is just the one I had to hand to pick up. And when they review games, you get several people making comments and criticisms, like there's mine there, along with the main game reviewer and stuff. So yeah, so Amtix magazine. Well, you can get this from fusionretrobooks.com, and I spoke to Mr. Chris Wilkins saying I was going to do this video, and he very kindly has given us a special discount code. So if you want to go and order issues, any issue between 1 to issue 9, any of those issues, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9, and at the checkout, if you put in the discount code XYPHOE, XYPHOE, I think you have to be in capital letters, and if you put in that discount code, you will get 40% off that checkout for Amtix. So yes, if you go to fusionretrobooks.com, put in the discount code XYPHOE at the checkout on any issues 1 to 9, you'll get 40% off. Right, I don't know how long that discount code will last. Obviously, you might be watching this video a year later or whatever, but get in on it now. And yeah, you can get 40% off any of those issues 1 to 9, all 9 issues. Why not? Buy them all up. Support the Amstrad scene, and especially a regularly produced magazine such as this, because you know, it's the only one being regularly produced purely for the Amstrad at the moment in the UK, an English-speaking one. Because later on in this video, we'll talk about some of the ones being produced overseas in France. So this is the only one. Yeah, there you go. They're doing also Crash and Zap for the Spectrum and Commodore 64. But this is the only one being regularly produced for the Amstrad. So get in on it. So yeah, get on it. Right, what else is there? Well, technically this is not the only semi-regularly produced. Even less regularly produced is Colour Personal Computing. Now, this is kind of produced every maybe about half a year, and this is also bloody good. It's also sort of A5 sized, and I think it's a one-man operation, this, and this is really good as well. I think this was like Christmas 2022. I think there's only been 4 issues of this so far, and it's out when he finishes it, basically. But I highly recommend picking up this issue with the high-tech software, the story behind high-tech software. The article on high-tech software is one of the best articles I have ever read in any retro gaming magazine, including Retro Gamer itself. The depths he went to and the interview he got out of the guy who ran high-tech software is absolutely fantastic. Where was it? Absolutely fascinating, and the details he got out of the owner of high-tech software. Wow, brilliant stuff. If you're fascinating about the behind-the-scenes stuff of like some of the companies from back in the day, absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. If you want a starting point with colour personal computing, pick up this issue and start from that, and then go through the other issues. There's issue 4 here. I think they had even more content in and even more issues. Very nicely produced. So this is maybe every year or half a year if we're lucky at the moment. And I think he's hard at work on the next one. So do check them out. There's 4 issues in total, and you can get this from cpcstore.co.uk. So that's cpcstore.co.uk, and I think it's £4 per issue. There you go. Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot to say Amtix is normally like £4 per issue as well. So there you go. What else? Is there anything else? Well, oh sorry. Here's the first 2 issues. First issue I think was a black and white issue, winter 2016-2017. Issue 2 was spring of 2018. Issue 3 was summer 2020, so there's quite a gap between them. And issue 4 was Christmas 2022, which is why I'm kind of pushing you as well to really get behind supporting Amtix, because you know, if we don't support Amtix, it might not be around forever, if you know what I mean. So anyway, what else is there lastly then, after Colour Personal Computing and Amtix? Well, of course, we have the good old Retro Gamer magazine, still in the high street stores. Occasionally appears in your WH Smith, or I think it's always in WH Smith still, if anyone still bloody goes in there. And I occasionally see it in supermarkets like Asda and Sainsbury's every now and again. Not always. I still subscribe to this, and this still has Amstrad content in, maybe in small bits every month, but you do occasionally get the good article. I just picked this one up at random, and I found this had a good, like, for example, interview with the Amstrad CPC coder of Jet Set Willy, for example. This is the first one I picked up off the floor, and I was looking around for a Retro Gamer magazine, and there it was. There you go. An interview with the coder of Jet Set Willy on the Amstrad, which was like, oh, that's quite handy. I might have to refer to that when I do a video of this on my channel at some point, so made a note of that. So yeah, we do get Amstrad content fairly regularly within Retro Gamer magazines, so that's the only other one I could recommend. So there we go.
So, in terms of magazines overseas, I've not been able to find anything being made in Spain, but if you do find anything, let me know in the comments. But I've been able to find plenty of stuff over in France, of course. And we start with a couple of things being produced by Elegance Editions website. Again, a link in the description. And they've got, first of all, something called CPC and Acronia being produced, which seems to be some kind of everything to do with the Amstrad and Pop Culture Geek, apparently. Right. First official magazine on the Amstrad CPC and Pop Culture Geek in 108 pages. In this first issue, we get information about the Amstrad CPCs in our time, The tests of games released in 2023, but also on the Amstrad GX 4000 Plus. 75 pages will be reserved for the Amstrad world. There you go. There you go. This was released. Oh, this will be released in November 2023. So this is going to be released next month. Okay, that's interesting. But not only that, there's been 3 GX 4000 magazines apparently released. I think made by Uncle Said, who talked to me over Discord and helped me out finding loads of other like French magazines and fanzines. So yeah, there we go. This was released in 2021, the first GX 4000 issue, Fanzine GX. Loads of like game reviews there, and stuff about upcoming releases as well. Awesome stuff. And there's the 3rd issue release, going to be released in 2023 if it hasn't already. Not sure which month that came out, but it's in stock to go and buy on the website. Interviews of No Recess, who's working on the Sonic GX 4000 game there. Yeah, and lots of reviews there of Alcon 2020. There's Blinky Scary School, a review of an old GX 4000 game there. Yeah, cool. Who would have thought there would ever be a magazine dedicated just to the GX 4000 console, ladies and gentlemen? But there it is. Fantastic. So, and there's 3 issues already about it. And look, they've even got their own mascot. And Uncle Said has told me there will be a cosplayer dressing up similar to this character or something at various French retro gaming conventions, and he's going to set up stalls with the cosplayer and various GX 4000 consoles and games or something like that. That's the concept. Wow. The French. Monge too. Anyway, moving on, we go over to made me aware of this website. Amstrad Cent%. Was a famous French magazine, I suppose the equivalent of Amstrad Action magazine, and they have brought it back for a couple of issues. Oh, there you go. You get a little There's what it did look like. I think in the background you can see it just the background. Roll it up and down. From what I could make out from this website, there was an issue produced a couple of years ago. Oh yeah, issue number 50. It was released in October 2021, and there's issue 51 being made this year, apparently in June. Oh yeah. So issue 50 issue number 50 was released in October 2021. It was intended to be a reboot of the mythical magazine. It was created by a team of enthusiasts to revive the name. And I think you can still buy it if you want to get hold of it. There you go, for €10, and there's 13 left in stock at the moment. There it is. That's really, really cool, because there was an Amstrad Action revival magazine as well, produced about a decade ago, probably longer. But there it is. Cool picture on the front there. That's nice, nicely done. And I think they're currently making issue 51. So I don't know how you find out more information about that. But oh, there you go. Project team controller. So there you go. So there's they're making Amstrad Cent% issue 51 currently, I think. Again, link in the description below. And also been directed to this website. There was it's fr.ulul.com for 64-NOPS or NOPS, 64 NOPS. I think this is over and done with now. I think this was kind of like a fundraising, almost GoFundMe thing. This magazine called 64 NOPS, which was released in January 2023. I think this was fully funded, and everyone who pledged towards it has already got their magazines in January of this year. There it is. I can't really tell you much more about it. But I think there's some of the sample content and stuff. Again, it's all in French and things, but it's cool that they did this and they completed it. They got fully funded, and as far as I can say, I can tell you that everyone got their magazines. So that was cool. As for any other stuff, I was directed again by Uncle Said to this website, enshiro72.wixsite.com/UCPM. I've tried to translate this to English. This is basically a big website listing all the news about all French fanzines and magazines and disc zine. So if you want to find out anything about what's going on, go to here. Apparently there's a little fanzine called Disc Missing, and it's a little sort of black and white printed fanzine here. There's Kraken Rom, who's going to be making a fanzine, and the website is going to be launched in November. Little news article here about that, and there's Disc Missing here. There's one here called UCPM. I think that's a fanzine as well. I don't know. Actually, no. This is about the actual website, but I think they also do a fanzine. It's a bit confusing because it's all in French. But it looks like it's a PDF. Right. So even though this is a website listing other fanzines, they also do their own fanzine, and it's in a PDF format for you to download for yourself and then print out for yourself. I think that's what it is. So I don't know if there's any other fanzines it's listing here. I think so. I think the others. Disc Missing is I think Disc Missing is another fanzine that you have to sort of download as a PDF and then print out for yourself. I think what happened. I think that's what you do. So yeah. Yeah. Okay. I think that's it. I think that's about as much as I can find out about other overseas fanzines and magazines. So, as you can see, boys and girls, the Amstrad scene is alive and well, especially in terms of support from fanzines and magazines and maybe disc zines as well. So there you go. Thanks for watching, and keep supporting the Amstrad scene, and I'll see you around. Goodbye. Bye.
So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, please click a like below, leave a comment, and also subscribe if you haven't already. And over that way, there's another video for you to check out. Zypho out.